Explosive day in the trial that has literally got the whole of the United Kingdom talking. Wagatha Christie with Rebekah Vardy taking the stand for the third day. Big headlines, I'm told, are she burst into tears and stopped court proceedings twice, and, carefully picking my words, she admitted likening Coleen Rooney to a pigeon that bleeps in your hair. Sleeps, bleeps, and she appeared to accept her former agent Caroline Watt previously leaked information from Coleen's private Instagram account to a newspaper as a text read out in court from Watt said, "It was me." That'll be a giveaway. It was a tough day in court for Rebekah, who's suing Coleen for libel, who might be countersuing her at all, I don't know. She denies leaking stories about the Rooneys to the press, and it is fair to say this case has got us all hooked. Aisha, it shouldn't do, but it has, hasn't it?
I know. I'd like to say that I was, like, above it all and my head was in a higher place. It's not. I'm literally obsessed. I'm sort of looking at the tweets as they come in. And you're right, it was a rough day for Rebekah Vardy. I wonder if she's regretting bringing this case now. She had a really tough time. So she's on the stand. She goes, "If I'm being honest," and Coleen Rooney's lawyer goes, "Well, I hope you would be honest, given you're sitting in a witness box in the High Court." And there was lots of incidents like that. And I do think, you know, I don't think, well, we haven't heard Coleen's side of the story, and that's going to be interesting to see the strategy that she deploys on the witness stand.
I wonder who decides who goes first, because for the first 3 days of this trial, it's all been sort of negative press, hasn't it, about Rebekah Vardy. And, of course, you're right, there's two sides to it. But I said it last night, Mel, one of those women, 3 million quid in, by the way, is going there every day knowing that they're telling a lie and they're going to be found out. That's frightening, man.
Well, I just don't think it's entertainment for me. I mean, I haven't been watching it that closely because I don't like the thought of two women going at it like that. I'm all about girl power. They should have settled it out of court. And you know what? It is just he said, she said it. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the lawyers that get all the money. Yeah. It's like, no, don't do that to each other.
It's a freak show of doom. That's what it is. And this should have just been, as Mel said, surely there is something like this, 3 million quid because of stuff you said on Instagram and things like that. I mean, that's a nonsense. You've got a cost of living crisis going on out there.
Absolutely.
And 3 million quid being spent on two people with the he said, she said, they said, etc. The judge should, at the very beginning, should have just got them both in and said, right, you're both a couple of Herberts, 6 weeks in jail apiece.
But you know, the judge, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, this is probably the biggest day they'll ever have. They're probably enjoying all the publicity as well. You're right, it's all about money, isn't it?
Surely it is. Look, it's got everybody talking. I'm with Aisha on this. I'm absolutely obsessed by it. But look, Rebekah Vardy has denied any allegations made against her. But there is a third option here, which is that actually she didn't leak it at all. Coleen was right in saying it was Rebekah Vardy's account. Crucially, we're talking about her account and that somebody else had access to that account, namely Miss Watt, who is Vardy's manager. But it was interesting, ex-manager. She's not going to be, stop it, she's not going to be attending court because she's struggling with health reasons at the moment. She would have been a crucial witness for this case. But there was a really interesting moment today when Vardy was being cross-examined and she said, "Is it true that this mobile phone belongs to Davy Jones's locker?" And Rebekah Vardy said, "Who's Davy Jones?"
I did in the briefing before the show, to be honest. I'm going to put it right out there. It's just, I find the whole thing...
It's a shame.
But you know, one of the things that's going to be really interesting from this is what is the consequences going to be of this thing? And is it going to be the case, as Rebekah said, that you as a celebrity, are you now responsible for what your agent does or your PR does? And I think that could have quite profound consequences for the industry. The truth is, they are both going to spend more money on legal costs than whoever wins. They're going to get a fraction of the money. So the big question is, what is the point of this case?
But that is the nonsense of it, isn't it? And in a world like that, you know this, Mel, when you work at a high-profile level in an industry, there's a point you reach, and I know this talking to other mates in similar... Well, you don't know who the heck is saying what to who and who you can trust.
Oh, I always remember that stuff.
And what is going on.
But I get your point.
So, you know what I mean? It's like, so this, again, it just comes back to this sort of juvenile game of absolute idiocy. But I am kind of hooked on what's going on, and some of the lines and the words that are coming out of it are vaguely amusing.
Pigeons bleeping in your
Pigeons bleeping. That was one of the tamer things that was said today.
I can't believe it's been dragged out so long. When did this even get filed? Was it over a year ago?
1972.
Are you now careful about what you say to people. I mean, I certainly in this new world, I know, honestly, you have to, don't you?
Yeah, but this is going on in WhatsApp, which means that it's all there to be proven
But they have
forever.
to file that kind of stuff in court, so they have to be willing to show either side. It's just a shame it's all come down to this, and it's going to string out longer and longer. More money's going to get spent for what?
It's not even their money, it's their husband's money, let's be perfectly honest.
Well, you don't know.
Well, of course I do. They're both
They
famous
have
footballers.
endorsement deals, I'm sure.
Endorsement deals for what?
Clothing, beauty stuff. I
Because
don't
they're
know.
married to footballers.
Well, everyone's got to start somewhere.
I love you so much. Do you know that? So much. Girl power. Don't hit me. That's not fair.